Welcome back to the Solo Promoter YouTube channel. My name is Grant. It's a pleasure to have you here. And today we are taking a look at the newly released Squared Circle Game Edition for the Memphis territory. This just came out on October 1st, and it is a fun new addition to Squared Circle. So I thought what we would do is we would take a look at the book, go through it a little bit, and then head over to the table for at least one match, if not a couple matches. I do want to say I'm not going to show all of the book here because you should go get it yourself. Link is in the show notes. I've also sort of redacted a bunch of the stuff on the sheets here because I just don't want to give away a ton of stuff for a game edition that has just been released. I don't want anybody, ST Patrick, the creator of the game, to be saying, hey, why are you giving away all the charts and everything? Because that's not my point. So anyway, the Squared Circle, now this is a supplement to the main edition. You still have to buy the core rule book. But this game edition adds a fun, I'm going to say like a couple fun new elements. There's one main fun element regarding managers, but there is some fun things that have been done with, well, you'll see, with the wrestling raffle chart and a few other things. Again, get the, what do you call it? The regular game edition, so that you know how to play this. That's what I'm going to say. All right. So this is the Memphis game. You can see Jerry Lawler and the good old Mid-South Coliseum there on the front. Now, I'm going to show all of these because ST Patrick posted these on the Delphi forums. But this is the list of all the wrestlers who are in the game. And as you can see, Jerry Lawler is number one with 840 power points. And then you just have all the big, long names. Now, all the main names here. This is... well, we'll get into it here in a second. But anyway, these are the names of the people who are in this game edition. So, I mean, look, Superstar Bill Dundee, Austin Idol, Dutch Mantell, Tommy Rich, Jimmy Valiant, Randy Savage, Lord Humongous, Bam Bam Bigelow, Eddie Gilbert, and so on. It just goes through here, a real who's who of everybody. And Kevin Sullivan, Wayne Farris, there's more than you can name. The Bushwhackers, several versions of the Bushwhackers are in here. And Len Denton is in here. And I believe that he's in here as the Grappler 2. There's the Grappler 1 and the Grappler 2 are also in here. Yep, Grappler 1, Grappler 2. So just a great list of names. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because if you head over to the Delphi forums, if you want to check this out, you can check this out because ST Patrick posted that. That's what I was looking for. This is Memphis 1981 through 1987. So you're not going to get anybody before 1981, and you're not going to get anyone after 1987. And ST Patrick has a rule on sort of how many moves a wrestler has to have in that time period in order to be included. So I was looking through here, and I was like, I don't think... Paul Ellering was in here, but Paul Ellering was in there for 3 weeks at the most that he left. So he would not be in here. But you still got a huge list of names in here. And then we have the tag team rankings. We have the Fabulous Ones are the top tag team at 480 rankings points. And, somebody I think on the Delphi forums mentioned that Jerry Lawler is in a lot of these tag teams, but he did. He did tag a lot of times with a lot of different people. And Bill Dundee is also in a ton of different tag teams as well. So those are the tag teams. And again, this page is up in the Delphi forums as well. This page might not be in the Delphi forums, but I feel okay showing it just because it's just a continuation of this page. It might be there and I just missed it. But anyway, so there's the Rough and Ready are your last tag team. Who's the last wrestler? Robert Bryant and Randy Bryant, the Bryant twins, are there down at the end. And they're second to last on the tag team rankings too. So there you go. All right, so here it is, manager control roles. This is a brand new rule, and I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting using this, and maybe we'll roll something out with a manager over on the game table to see how it works. But I'm just going to read this as a suggestion to get managers more involved. We are keeping the cheat rules the same because before, if a wrestler rolled, usually it's a really low roll, sometimes not, but it's like if they rolled a 2, they could roll on the cheat chart. And then on the cheat chart, you roll an 8-sided die, and if it's a 1 or a 2, the manager gets involved. So that those rules are still in there. They're still part of the game. But they've now incorporated manager control roles. So the way this works is before a control roll, like when you roll for both wrestlers, roll for control, the wrestler with a manager can say manager. This is if you're playing with somebody else, or you just decide that the manager is going to interfere. When that happens, the manager rolls for control of that move rather than the wrestler. So the dice remain the same. You're still using, however you use your dice. I use 2 10-sided dice. But if the manager wins control, he can do a move from his manager move set. If he or she loses control, then he has lost one of his or her controls. So what I have redacted here is the manager point control roles for all the other game editions that were released. So I didn't want to post those because I don't want to give away that information. You got to buy the book. But we are going to take a look at Jimmy Hart's because you're going to see it anyway when we get over to the game table. So basically what this is a manager will have a number of times he or she can get involved in a match. And so I will tell you right now, Jimmy Hart has 3 here in Memphis. And I believe his one for the WWF is a little different. But he has 3 for here in Memphis. And so that means 3 times during the match, he can roll for control. And if he gets it, then you would roll on the manager move chart and see what the manager does during that match. So very cool way to get managers more involved, and also gives you an option of when the manager can get involved. As before, where the cheat rules, it had to be the luck of the dice before the manager gets involved. So very cool. We'll see how this plays in a second. But these redacted areas here are just the managers listed in the other books, what their control number is, because their control number is not on their page. So the next thing I want to talk about is the wrestling raffle chart. Now, if you've watched any of my gameplays, you've seen this. This is you roll a dice from 1 to 100 and you get some sort of result. Well, what's very interesting here in the Memphis one is that results 1 through 50 are they are what they are. They're just like normal. 51 through 100 are specifically for if this is a television match. So if you are having the regular Saturday morning Memphis television show, you roll on this chart. If you roll 51 to 100, you would follow this chart. Now, I'm not going to give away what this chart says, but the first thing you do is you roll 1d10. If you roll a 1 and a 2, you're going to be in this column over here. You roll a 3 and an 8. This is going to tell you what happens. And if you roll a 9 or a 10, you roll over here. And you can see that if you roll a 1 or a 2, you then roll another d10, and 1 to 2 gets you one result. 3 to 10 gets you another result. And if you continue off of this one, you roll 1d10 and you get some different results down here. I will say that kind of down here in this bottom part, it involves like weapons and what does this wrestler bring out to hit the other wrestler with? Is the wrestler injured? That kind of thing will all be right there. So if you're doing television, any result 1 through 100 will work. If you're in a arena match, then it's only 1 through 50. So I thought this was really interesting. It's a new kind of twist to the wrestling raffle chart. And since Memphis TV was such a big part of Memphis, I think this really works. Another interesting thing is there is now a pre-match chart for television matches only before that you can roll on. Now, and you see it says here, before important televised matches, you can use this chart to add some Memphis level action to your territory. We suggest rarely using this so that it doesn't seem repetitive. The die used is a 1d10. So if your main event on your television show is a big important match, maybe like a number one contender match, or if the person wins, they get a title shot or whatever, you can roll on this chart for a singles match, this chart for a tag match, and it just gives you a little bit more flavor, a little bit more options of things that might happen and may affect, may have different outcomes. So another kind of fun new thing that is in the Memphis section. There's a bunch of new stipulation matches. You've got a loser leaves town match, which basically just says the rules are the loser leaves. You have a pile driver match, a Texas death match, Memphis style, a double Jeopardy match. This is a 2-ring tag team match where one wrestler on each team spends most of the match in his own ring. And so you have that. And then you have the tag team barbed wire match, and you have an empty arena match, classic. And then you have a new chart for thrown out of the ring for Memphis. And so those are a lot of different match types and things that can happen. All right, if we're looking at a Jerry Lawler's sheet here, and you can see I've redacted his move set just because I didn't want to give that away, although I did leave his big finisher here is 98 to 100 is a second rope fist drop, an A finisher with 50 points. So it's really cool. You can see he has a throwing a fireball option. The pile driver is definitely on there as well. So very cool. We will see Jerry Lawler. I think I'll use him over on the game table. But of course, he's got the most power points, and we'll definitely probably get a lot of use in a Memphis squared circle fed. But I really want to look at the manager here. And before I scroll down here, I want to look right here. When a wrestler's initial cheat chart roll is a 1 or a 2, they will consult the following manager sheet that will tell them what action is done. All the following actions are assumed to be done successfully and without disqualification unless specified. If the wrestler has no manager, they should consult the 8-option cheat chart on page 21 of the core rule book of the maneuver. Most moves, it is assumed, are completed when the referee is distracted. We've also added manager's control ratings, which are explained on page 10 of the book. So that's a little bit of a change. When a wrestler's initial cheat chart roll is a 1 or a 2, they will consult the following manager sheet if they have a manager. If they don't have a manager, they will use the cheat chart that was from previous game editions. So there you go. So that's interesting. So here's Jimmy Hart's for Memphis, his manager moveset for when he interferes in matches. You can see he also has a wrestling moveset. He only has 50 power points, so not much. And here is his control number. His control number is a 3. So he can interfere 3 times during a match. So very cool, and it'll be interesting to see how this works out over long play. I will definitely be working these manager rules back into my WWF Fed. I don't know if I'm going to start a Memphis style Fed, but I'm definitely going to run some Memphis matches for sure. So there you go. That's like all the new stuff that is news in the Squared Circle Memphis edition. Very, very great to have, and super excited to get it on the table. So let's head over to the table right now. All right, we are at the game table, and we are going to roll out one match here. I was thinking of making this a TV match, but I don't want to roll on those other charts and kind of give away the information that's on those charts. So we're just going to roll one match out here. It's going to be Jerry Lawler versus Wayne Farris with Jimmy Hart at ringside. And this is at the Mid-South Coliseum, not a TV match. Jerry Lawler starting with 840 power points, and Wayne Farris starting with 600. Now, the other thing I forgot to say while we were over at the computer is that there are 3 special attraction wrestlers that are listed in this book. They're not on this PowerPoint sheet that we saw as, we kind of went through this. And those 3 special attractions are Jerry Jarrett, Jackie Fargo, and, of course, Andy Kaufman. So if you want to recreate the old Andy Kaufman versus Jerry Lawler feud, maybe it'll go a different way. You can do that. But here we go. Jerry Lawler, red, and Wayne Farris, blue. And Wayne Farris actually going to start off. He gets control, rolls a 7, and gets a 28. A 28 is a stomp for 9 points plus 5, 14 points right out of the gate. We'll say this is a 60-minute time match, a 60-minute time limit match, which actually I should look up. I should have looked this up before I started, so I apologize. 60 minutes is 120 moves. Okay, so here we go. Here's our next roll. And Jerry Lawler wins that with a 5. Gets a 47. 47 is a punch. And it's actually, hold on, let me roll this. It's going to be a punch for 12 points, but it is a D finisher because it's Jerry Lawler's punch. So we are going to roll. We're going to roll on the pinfall or submission chart. Now, it's a D move, and Wayne Farris is at level 0. So he needs a 5, a 22, or an 82. A 5, a 22, or an 82. Beats a 5. Now he needs to beat a 22. Beats a 22. Look at that, a 90. Now he has to beat an 82. Is he going to lay out Wayne Farris with one punch? 46. No, he does not. So Wayne Farris able to get out of there. You know what? Jimmy Hart's so mad, he is going to use one of his control points, and he is going to roll for control here to see if he can do something dastardly to Jerry Lawler. So Jimmy Hart will be blue, and that is the 10 roll on the die. So Jimmy Hart wins. Let's see what Jimmy Hart does. We're going to roll on his manager moveset. And an 81. 81 is Hart trips the opponent and gets disqualified. Boo! The fans do not like that at all. Boo, 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 boo. There you go. The referee laying the smackdown on Hart. He trips the opponent and he gets disqualified. Well, there you go. I guess that's the end of that match. Let's roll out one other match. I have printed out one other wrestler here. I printed out Joe LeDuc. Let me see where Joe is ranked here, because I got to add him into this. We got to have a better match than that for our first Memphis match. But, of course, it's fitting, because then they would book a return and all that kind of good stuff. Let's see. Joe LeDuc is... where is he on this list? He is 765. 765 points. 765. All right. Actually, should we adjust? Should we adjust Jerry Lawler's points? He won by disqualification. All counts and disqualifications. He just gets 5 points. So he's now at 845. I haven't been writing their PowerPoints on here, but I actually kind of do like writing the PowerPoints. Because I was just thinking like, oh, I could reprint these. So Jerry Lawler now at an 845 because he's won by disqualification. And let me just update this. He is 675. Oh, no, 765. Supposed to be a little bit more of a competition here. And, all right, here we go. Jerry Lawler versus Joe LeDuc. This is just this is an arena match. No manager at ringside. And here we go. Jerry Lawler will still be red, and he wins the control there. And we got a 52. A 52 is another punch. That's 11 plus 1 again. And it is going to be a finisher. So that's 12 points. And let's see, Joe, that's a D finisher. Joe LeDuc, he's still at level 0. So it's going to be the same roll. It's going to be 5, better than a 5. Gets it. Better than a 22. Ooh, just gets it. And better than an 82. 78. Very close, but not. So there you go. All right, continuing on. Jerry Lawler. Joe LeDuc's going to win that. And he rolls a 44. 44 is a punch of his own. That's 9 plus 1 for 10 points. It's interesting here. I was looking. It says on the pinfall submission chart, we wanted to offer gamers and their favorite Homebrew Federation bookers other options for the pinfall submission chart. In Memphis, the matches tend to be shorter. While many of the bouts in Western Tennessee end in a schmaz, the calling card for the Memphis territory, the matches that do end in pinfall or submission end quicker than in other territories. So that's why, even for a D move, it's 5-22-82. All right, rolling for control. Jerry Lawler is going to have control there. And an 85. 85 is a small package, another D finisher. Here we go. So 5 beats it. 22 beats it. 82. 52. Nope, he's able to kick out. I'm going to give that one move there. All right, rolling again for control. Jerry Lawler gets it again. Jerry Lawler's got all these finishes. He's a finisher machine. 46. 46 is another punch. And that is a punch for 16 points this time. And we roll for pin on Joe LeDuc again. He's still at level 0. So 5 beats that. 22 beats that. 82 beats that. All right, so Joe LeDuc still in it. Jerry Lawler. Joe LeDuc, and Jerry Lawler wins control again. And 86. 86 is a sunset flip. Another D finisher. No points there. So again, 5 beats it. 22 beats it. 82 does not beat it. So Joe LeDuc's still in it. Joe LeDuc needs some offense here. There he goes. There he gets some offense. He wins that. Let's roll. That is an 8. An 8 is a test of strength. Counts as 3 moves. And that'll be 3 points. 3 moves, 3 points. And we will roll for control again. And that's going to be Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler with a 43. Guess what it is, friends? It's another punch. Another D finish. 5 beats it. 22. Ooh, does not beat it. Joe LeDuc getting wise to the punches. Here we go again. Joe LeDuc, finally. 60. 60 is another punch. I forgot to roll this. 9 plus 3 for 12 points. Oh, I got to count that other one. I'm going to count it as a move. His other finish. I forgot to write it down there. An 8 and 8. So that's Wrestling Raffle chart. So here's the first time on the Memphis Wrestling Raffle chart. Now, if this is above a 51 or above, we'll re-roll. So it's a 73 because that's the television chart. 95. 49. All right, so let me find 49 on the charts here. 49, there is a flurry of pinning combinations. So the leading wrestler, that's going to be Jerry Lawler. He's going to try a quick pin, 5, 10, 86. 5 beats it. 10 beats it. 86. No, doesn't beat it. Now, the trailing wrestler, 5 beats it. 15 beats it. 91. No, does not beat it. All right, then the leading wrestler tries again. 5 beats it. 15 beats it. 91 does not beat it. And then the trailing wrestlers. This is Joe LeDuc going for the pin. 5 beats it. 20, beats it just barely. 96, does not beat it. Pinning attempts will be rolled in that order. No damage is done, but the whole sequence takes 4 moves. All right. So rolling for control again. That's how it goes here in Memphis. 5 and an 8. That's going to be Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler with a 14. That is going to be an elbow drop, which is another finisher. It's a D finisher for 12 points. So another 5 beats it. 22. Ooh, does not beat it. Joe LeDuc kicks out at 2. We got a 77. Oh, no, we got that's Wrestling Raffle chart. Sorry. I forgot we were rolling for control. Wrestling Raffle chart. Oops, let me re-roll both of those. 59, we got to roll again because it's not a TV match. 84, got to roll again. 45. That's close to where we were, but not quite. If this is a tag team match, the heels get 1 free tag. Okay, that's not this. On a singles match, re-roll on the Wrestling Raffle chart. Okay. 45 again. That's interesting. 9. All right, so that heads us back to the first page of the Wrestling Raffle chart. Actually, no, the second page of the Wrestling Raffle chart. It's not a tag match. It's not a tag match, so we're going to re-roll again. 25. 25. If this is a tag match, if this is a singles match, the ref is distracted as a heel enters the ring and hits the face with a chair for 50 damage. We're going to say it's Wayne Farris who's mad about his disqualification loss. So that's going to be 53 points damage, and Joe LeDuc will go for the pin. And let's see. This is 1-150. 1-150. Beats it. Beats it. All he needs is better than a 50, and Joe LeDuc wins. 24 does not do it. Oh, that was fun. All right, rolling for control again. And that's going to be Joe LeDuc. Yeah, of course, Jerry Lawler still hurt from that chair shot from Wayne Farris. 67 is a shoulder block. 6 plus 4, 10. And we got a 10 and a 9, so that's Joe LeDuc again. 80. 80 is going to be a backbreaker. It's 23 points, and that is a finisher. Jerry Lawler still at a 0, and but this is a B finisher. So let's see here. B level 0. 1 beats it. 14 beats it. 80. Nope, does not beat it. All right, so Jerry Lawler still in the game here. We got a 10 and an 8. Jerry Lawler coming back. And he rolls an 18. That is going to be a kick for 17 points. Oh, no, wait, sorry. A kick for 14 points. I know math. All right, rolling for control. We got a 10. That's Joe LeDuc. Joe LeDuc rolls a 69. And that is a leg drop for 11 points. Joe LeDuc has actually done more damage. I mean, he had great help from Wayne Farris. A 9 and an 8. That's Lawler. Lawler. 88. That's going to be some sort of finish. German suplex with bridge. 18. Plus 1 is 19 points. And Joe LeDuc still he's still at level 0. But this is, it's a level D move. So this again will be 5. Beats it. 22. Beats it. And 82. Joe LeDuc, when I said beat it, I mean it. You know what I mean. Okay, Joe LeDuc is able to kick out. Jerry Lawler, 4-4, Wrestling Raffle chart. Here we go. 24. And we will head back over here. After both men throw each other into the turnbuckle twice, +8 each, total of 4 moves. Okay, so let's see. Jerry Lawler does 10 points. And Joe LeDuc does... Ooh, Joe LeDuc does 14 points. And that counts as 4 moves. The ref gets in the way of the 5th, and he is taken down. He will be down for 10 moves. Roll control is normal, no wrestling raffle chart, but double the damage during these 10 moves. There can be no pinfalls or submissions. All right, so 10 moves from here. So this will take us from 24 moves to 34 moves total in the match. So rolling for control. They both roll 10. We're going to re-roll that because there's no wrestling raffle chart. That's Joe LeDuc. Joe LeDuc with a 39. 39 is a chop +2 is 7, so 14 points. Jerry Lawler hoping to win some control here. 85, that's going to be Joe LeDuc again. Joe LeDuc doing damage while the ref is out. 46. 46 is a punch. So that is 14. So that is 28. Yikes. And Jerry Lawler has moved to level 1. Holy smokes. All right. Oops, I rolled the wrong 2 dice. Let me re-roll that. That's a 10 and a 6. Joe LeDuc back in it with a 62. 62 is a punch. 10 points, so that's 20 points. Joe LeDuc doing a ton of damage here while the ref is down. And Joe LeDuc gets it again, the madman. 36. 36 is going to be a chop for 20 points. And Jerry Lawler finally gets control here. This is where Jerry Lawler can do a lot of damage. But he rolls a 9. That is a snapmare for 5, so only 10 points. Yikes. Come on, Jerry. What a time not to hit one of your finishers. A 2 and a 1. That's Joe LeDuc. Joe LeDuc with a 32. A 32 is another chop for 5, 9 for 18 points. No, wait. Yeah. 18 points. And we've got 4 moves left with the ref down. An 8 and a 3. Joe LeDuc again. Joe LeDuc with a 62. And that is a punch. 9 plus 3 is 12. So 24 points. Just wailing away on Lawler. The fans going crazy. And Joe LeDuc gets it again with a 10. And there is a 32 again. So that is going to be another chop for 9. So another 18 points. 2 moves left with the ref down. We got a 6. All right, here comes Lawler. Here's Lawler's time to do a little damage. 74, and I think he might do some damage here. Jackhammer Punch Flurry. 18 plus 5, 23. So 46 points. 46 points. And this will be... And Joe LeDuc is still not on level 1 yet. Yikes. 10, that's Lawler again. And that's a 58. A 58 is another punch. We don't roll pin on that, but that is going to be 13, so that'll be 26. 26 points. And now Joe LeDuc has moved down to level 1. And the ref is back up, so pinfalls can happen. We got a 10 and a 4. That's Joe LeDuc. And a 24 will be a stomp for 13 points. And it's Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler with a 64. That's going to be another punch for 13 points, and that is going to be a finisher. And now Joe LeDuc is down to level 1. So the roll here will be, he needs, in order to survive, no, in order to get the pin, Lawler needs better than a 5, gets it. Better than a 19, gets it. And better than a 72, does not get it. Joe LeDuc still in the game here. And we will roll for control again. And that's Jerry Lawler again. Jerry Lawler with an 18. That is a kick. 8 plus 1 for 9 points. And that's going to be Joe LeDuc who wins that control roll. And an 83. Ooh, oh, just missed his backbreaker. Throw in a turnbuckle. 8 plus 1, 9 points. And there is Joe LeDuc again. And a 44. That is a punch for 10 points. And, oh, they both roll a 9. So we're back on the wrestling raffle chart. 94, got to re-roll. We need 50 or below. 85, got to roll again. 35. 35. I might need the other. Yeah, there we go. Okay. 35. An ally of the heel comes down to ringside to watch the match. He has gone relatively unnoticed till now as he trips the face as the face runs the rope. It does plus 10 damage. So we're going to say Wayne Farris was still out there and he trips Lawler, and that will be 13 points against Lawler. This match continues. The wrestling raffle chart again. 17. So we'll head back to the second page. 17. The referee takes a bad bump. Oh, here we go again. The heels begin beating the face with punches that cause plus 30 damage. So that is 34 points of damage. It counts as 3 moves. But the face's top ally comes to the ring and nails the heel with a chair for 50 damage. So we will say 51 damage. And we'll say that Superstar Bill Dundee came running down to save Jerry Lawler. The referee covers and counts the pin. And the roll here is better than a 1. He beats it. Better than a 2. He beats it. And better than a 10. So here we go. 83. So thanks to Bill Dundee, Jerry Lawler is able to overcome the odds of Wayne Farris and Joe LeDuc in one night. So there you go. There's the new Memphis wrestling game from Squared Circle. If you want the link to this, it will be in the show notes. Again, get the core rule book and then get this Memphis book. Buy them both at the same time. It's a great deal. You can buy them as PDFs so you can print them out. That's what I do. You can also get them as hardcover or whatever. I just don't have the space to keep all of it. But a fun game edition and some fun. The manager control roles is a lot of fun. And there you have it. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.